Every time that person is near you, something in your stomach clenches. Something in your body warns you of danger, even when they're smiling at you, even when they say kind things, even when they act like they're your friend. Your body never lies. And right now, your body is confirming, yes, it's her. It's about that person I'm talking about, the one you already suspected but tried to ignore the bad feeling. You're not imagining things. You're not misjudging. You're picking up on a truth that your Taurus body detects even before your brain can process it. This person doesn't like you, never has. And worse, they're consciously pretending to like you. This isn't a misunderstanding. It's not a personality difference. It's intentional deceit. It's calculated manipulation. It's an elaborate performance specifically designed to deceive you while they work against you behind the scenes. Let me show you what's really going on. This person studies you. They observe how you react, what makes you comfortable, what your weaknesses are, what you value. They collect information about you as if they were compiling a dossier. And then they use all of that to create the perfect persona that will let your guard down. They become exactly what you need to see to trust them. But beneath this carefully constructed mask, there's something dark. There's envy. There's resentment. There's pure hostility that they hide so well that even you, with all your intuition, sometimes doubt what you're feeling. But I need you to stop doubting, because that doubt is exactly what keeps you vulnerable. Your body has already given you the warning. Your intuition has already screamed the warning. That tightness in your chest when you see her name appear, that tension in your shoulders when you know you're going to see her, that inexplicable tiredness after spending time with her, that unease that seems to have no logical reason. That's your internal protection system desperately trying to make you understand. This person is a threat disguised as an ally. Are you finally ready to trust what you've always known? Taurus, what I'm about to reveal will connect all the dots you've noticed but weren't sure how to interpret. I'll show you the exact signs that prove her deceitfulness. I'll explain why she's faking it. I'll prepare you for what she's planning. And most importantly, I'll give you the tools to protect yourself before the damage becomes irreversible. First, the signs. Pay attention. She's overly kind in public, but there's something in her eyes that doesn't match her smile. Her eyes become empty, calculating, cold. She compliments you, but there's always a subtle sting embedded in the compliment, something that seems positive but leaves you feeling diminished. She offers help, but when you accept, things somehow get worse, or she uses it against you later. She asks about your life, but you feel the questions don't stem from genuine interest. They're about gathering information. She speaks highly of you to your face, but you've heard from other sources that she says different things when you're not around. She creates situations where you look bad in front of others, but always subtly enough to elicit plausible deniability. She imitates your ideas, your achievements, your style, but competitively, as if trying to be better than you are. She seeks you out when she needs something, but disappears when you need her. And most importantly, you never feel good after interacting with her. Never. Even when the conversation seemed pleasant, you end up feeling drained, confused, and uncomfortable. For Taurus individuals born between April 20th and April 30th, this deceitful person is in your work environment or on professional projects. They secretly compete with you while feigning partnership. For those born between May 1st and May 10th, this person is in your social life or close circle of friends. They undermine your social reputation while maintaining a facade of friendship. And for those born between May 11th and May 20th, this deceit comes from someone in a family or romantic context, someone who should support you, but secretly works to destabilize you. But here's what all Tauruses need to understand. The reason she pretends to like you while secretly hating you has everything to do with what you represent. You have something she wants and can't have. It could be your inner peace, your authenticity, your stability, your achievements, your genuine relationships, your ability to be loved effortlessly. Whatever it is, she covets it with an intensity that has turned into toxic resentment. She can't simply ignore you or walk away because you have something she needs or wants to use. It could be your access to certain people. It could be your position. It could be information you possess. It could be the image she builds by being associated with you. So she keeps you around, feigning friendship, while secretly sabotaging, subtracting from, and vampirizing everything she can from you. And here's the most disturbing part. She enjoys deceiving you. There's a perverse satisfaction in making you believe she's your friend while she harms you. There's a sick pleasure in knowing you trust her when she deserves no trust at all. It's a power game for her. And the more you believe the mask, the more superior she feels, the more fueled she becomes by the illusion she manages to maintain. But her game is coming to an end because you're waking up. And a Taurus awakened to falsehood is an unstoppable force. You don't act impulsively like other signs. You observe, you confirm, you silently gather evidence, and when you finally act, you act definitively and irreversibly. She doesn't know it yet, but you've already begun to see her for who she truly is. And once Taurus sees the truth, there's no giving up, there's no going back. Here's what you need to do now. Stop trying to rationalize her behavior. Stop giving her the benefit of the doubt. Stop making concessions. Stop trying to understand why she acts this way. The reason doesn't matter. What matters is the reality. She doesn't like you. She's faking it. And you need to protect yourself immediately. Start by cutting off information. Stop sharing plans, dreams, vulnerabilities, successes, or challenges with her. When she asks, be vague, generic, superficial. Cut off her access to the fuel she uses against you. Information is power, and you need to stop feeding someone who uses that power to harm you. Second, when she does or says something that confirms the falsehood, write it down mentally or literally. Dates, contexts, witnesses, if any. Not out of paranoia, but for protection. Because deceitful people often escalate their behavior when they realize they are losing control. And you may need this information to defend yourself or to show others who are also being deceived. Third, create physical and emotional distance without drama. You don't need an explosive confrontation. You don't need to expose her publicly. You simply become progressively less available, less accessible, less involved. When she notices and questions you, you have ready answers. You're busy, you have other priorities, you're focusing on yourself. Truths that don't leave room for manipulation. Fourth, strengthen other genuine relationships. Fake people often try to isolate their victims. Reconnect with people who truly care about you. Invest time in relationships that nourish you instead of draining you. This not only improves your life, but also automatically reduces the space and importance that fake person occupies. And finally, trust your body's intuition completely. Every time your body warns you about her, about what's going to happen, honor that warning. Don't ignore it, don't minimize it, don't explain it rationally. Your body knows. Your internal threat detection system is accurate. This person is dangerous to your well-being, and you need to treat her as such. Taurus, you also need to prepare for what will happen when she realizes you're pulling away, because she will notice, and she won't like it. People who feign friendship while hating you depend on you believing in their performance. When you stop believing, when you distance yourself, their control crumbles, and they rarely react well to that. She might try to make you feel guilty. She might accuse you of changing, of being distant, of no longer being the friend you used to be. She might play the victim so that others pressure you to come back. She might even temporarily intensify her kind behavior to pull you back. Don't fall for it. Remember, this person doesn't like you. She likes what she can get out of you. The renewed kindness is just another layer of manipulation. She might also reveal information you shared in confidence. She might spread distorted versions of private conversations. She might try to tarnish your reputation before you tarnish hers. This isn't paranoia. It's a documented pattern of how deceitful people act when they lose access. Be prepared. Maintain your integrity. The truth eventually prevails, especially when you don't stoop to her level. There's also the possibility that she might try to triangulate, using other people to reach you, to monitor you, to pressure you. Mutual friends might suddenly start asking questions about why you're avoiding her or trying to get you two back together. Be kind, but firm. You don't need to explain in detail. A simple, "we're at different stages of life" is enough. Those who truly know and respect you will accept this. Those who insist are probably part of her network. Taurus, I also need to warn you about the temptation of premature forgiveness. You are a Venus sign, naturally inclined towards harmony and peace. There will be times when you think, maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe she deserves another chance. Maybe I should try to talk about this. Resist this temptation. People who consciously pretend to like you while working against you are not operating in good faith. Conversation presupposes that both parties want an honest resolution. She doesn't. She wants to continue the game where she has the advantage. True forgiveness may eventually come, but it comes after you are completely protected, after she no longer has access to your life, after enough time has passed for you to process all the damage. And even then, forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. You can release resentment without reopening doors. You can wish her the best from afar without allowing her to come back close. You will also need to do some important inner work, freeing yourself from the guilt of having been deceived, because you were deceived, and it will hurt when the full reality is revealed. You will wonder how you didn't see it before, how you believed it, how you allowed it. And you will feel shame, anger at yourself, a sense of having been an idiot. None of these feelings are productive. The truth is, genuinely good people like you don't go around expecting falsehood because you yourselves don't operate that way. You project your authenticity onto others and assume they are authentic too. That's not a flaw, it's a virtue. The flaw lies with her, who exploited your trusting nature. You are not responsible for the falsehood of others. You are only responsible for how you react once you perceive it. Taurus, there's something else I need you to know. While you were doubting yourself, wondering if you were being too judgmental, trying to give her chances, other people also perceived her deceitfulness. You're not the only one. It may seem that way because she's skilled at maintaining appearances, but there are others who see, who feel, who know. And when you start to distance yourself, some of those others will reveal themselves. They will share their own experiences, and you will realize that you weren't alone in your perception. You were alone in your doubt about your perception. This validation will be important, but be careful not to become obsessed with gathering evidence or proof of its falsity. You're not building a legal case. You're simply protecting yourself. Validation from others is a bonus, not a necessity. You already know enough to act. Your body has always known. Your intuition has always screamed at you. You just needed permission to trust yourself. This message is that permission. I also want to prepare you for an uncomfortable reality. Not everyone will believe you about her, especially if she has cultivated a positive public image. Some people will defend her. They will say you're wrong, exaggerating, being unfair. This will hurt, especially when it comes from people whose opinion you value. But here's the truth. People who have never been targeted by her don't have the visceral experience you have. They only see the performance, not what happens behind the scenes when the audience isn't looking. Don't waste your energy trying to convince those who don't want to see. It's not your responsibility to open anyone's eyes to her. Protect yourself, distance yourself, and let each person have their own experiences and draw their own conclusions. The truth about deceitful people eventually reveals itself to everyone. Some just take longer than others to see it, and it's not your job to accelerate that process for anyone but yourself. Taurus, now allow me to talk about what comes next. After you completely distance yourself from this deceitful person, after you process the betrayal, after you heal, there is something powerful waiting for you. Deeper, authentic relationships than you have ever experienced. Because once you clear the space that was being occupied by falsehood, genuine energy can finally flow freely. You will attract people who genuinely like you, people who don't need to pretend, people who support you without hidden agendas, people who celebrate your achievements without envy, people who challenge you without sabotage, people who love you without performance. And when you experience this, you will realize how toxic what you tolerated before was. You will wonder how you endured it for so long, and you will commit to never again accepting falsehood in your inner circle. This experience will also teach you something valuable. Not everyone deserves access to you. Your energy, your time, your trust, your vulnerability, these are precious gifts that should only be given to those who honor them. And there's no shame in being selective. There's no cruelty in having standards. There's nothing wrong with demanding genuine reciprocity. You will become stronger because of this. Not harder, stronger. There is a difference. Hardness closes you off to connection. Strength allows you conscious, selective connection. You won't stop trusting people. You will just trust more wisely. You will check if words match actions, if energy matches stated intention, if what your body feels matches what your ears hear. And when your body says no, as it did with that person, you will honor that immediately. You will no longer give endless chances. You will no longer ignore red flags. You will no longer choose to see potential instead of reality, because you learned the most expensive lesson. Believing someone who doesn't like you but pretends to is one of the most painful forms of self-betrayal. Taurus, this person doesn't like you. I know it hurts to read this so directly. I know part of you still wants to believe there's some misunderstanding, but there isn't. They know exactly what they're doing. The deceit is conscious, the manipulation is intentional, and you deserve better, much better. You deserve people who light up when they see you, not those who calculate. People who approach you out of genuine affection, not for their own agenda. People who protect you instead of exposing you. People who build with you instead of competing. People who love who you are instead of envying what you have. And these people exist, but you will only have space for them when you remove those who are occupying space undeservedly. If this message resonated with you, if you felt that bodily confirmation of "it's about this person," simply share "I felt it" in the comments. 2 words that affirm your intuition and mark the beginning of your conscious protection. You don't need to name the person or explain the situation. Just acknowledge that your body wasn't wrong. It never was. Subscribe to the channel now, because in the next videos, I'll teach you specific energy shielding techniques for Taurus. How to protect yourself without completely shutting yourself off. How to quickly distinguish falsehood from authenticity. How to rebuild trust after betrayal. How to attract and maintain only genuine relationships. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any protection content. This is your moment of choice, Taurus. Choose to believe your body instead of her words. Choose your peace instead of false harmony. Choose to protect yourself instead of giving her more chances. This person doesn't like you and pretends to. Now that you know for sure, the only question left is, what are you going to do with this truth? I trust you already know the answer. Your body always knew. Now it's time to act on that knowledge. Protect yourself. You deserve real relationships with people who truly like you. This isn't one of them, and it's okay to finally admit that and let go.